Hey, welcome back to Ping Pong Flicks. My name is Chris Wong. Today, Ryan Reynolds tweeted out the picture, finally, of Zazie Beetz as Domino for the new Deadpool 2 movie. Now, there were a lot of mixed feelings about this. Most of them is positive. A lot of outpour of love for Zazie Beetz as Domino. Everybody's saying she looks badass. She looks like she can kick butt. She's a strong character. This is great. This is awesome. She's very sexy. Everybody loves it. But there is a small community, and maybe there's a big community, but a not very outspoken community who are afraid to be labeled as racist. But I want to talk about that small community because I am actually friends of some of these people. These are the hardcore comic book fans. These are the ones that were kind of upset that Zendaya might have been Mary Jane if she didn't sport the red hair. These are the fans that were upset that Superman doesn't have red undies. Okay, these were the fans that didn't like Joker's new look in Suicide Squad. So these are the hardcore comic book fans who really, truly love the art of the comics that they have been reading all throughout their entire life. A little bit of lesson on Nina Thurman. She is part of the X-Force, the love interest to Cable, who's going to be played by Josh Brolin. She has a white, chalky skin. She has a black tattoo or a birthmark here, and she is mostly wearing bluish or blackish. She also has bluish, blackish hair. This is her character. This is what she looks like in the comics. Now, with that in mind, you look at the pictures from the comics and you look at the pictures of Zazie Beetz. It is very, very different, but she's more of an ebony skin and she has a white thing over here. We're not really sure if it's a birthmark or some kind of maybe like Phantom the Mask, something that's put on her. We're not sure. She also sports a giant afro and she's wearing mostly black. A lot of these hardcore fans, who are also my friends, who I don't necessarily agree with them on everything, but I do respect their opinion. And I generally want to say that these comic book fans, these hardcore comic book fans, are not racist. Not saying that any of them are not racist. There could probably be some out there, but for the most part, when they're disagreeing with the general public, disagreeing with people, or not liking something that they see on screen, something that they cherish and loved ever since they've read these comics, I gotta see their point. I respect what their opinions are, and I don't see them as being racist. I don't see them as such. Now, I know a lot of these studios are trying to open up more opportunities for actors and actresses of different color to be able to grab onto these roles, and I'm not being social justice warrior or anything like that, but I noticed that they are doing that a lot more often, which is a good thing because it actually opens up actors and actresses, Asian actors, Indian actors and actresses, black, African American actors and actresses, any kinds, even Caucasians, to possibly play a mixed role, although it never usually goes that route. It's always whitewashing, not blackwashing or Asian washing. We don't have that right now because majority of the actors and actresses that are on screen right now are white. Yes, I understand that and I agree to it. But that is not why some of these hardcore fans, such as my friends, are up in arms about it. They're up in arms because this is what Domino should look like in the comics. And they are a little bit insulted, I guess, to see that their movie, that they've been waiting for a long time to see a movie adaptation of their comic books to look completely different. Same as they saw when Superman and Man of Steel didn't have red undies. The way their collars look, the colors are different. The same thing. Batman, the way the symbol looks, things like that, it's the same thing. This is what their problem is. When Zendaya was almost casted, or people thought she was Mary Jane, and it kind of was, she didn't have red hair. They didn't care what color she looked. The one thing about that Mary Jane character was her red hair. I can understand if someone read a book like Harry Potter or things like that. They read a book, there are no pictures aside from the picture on the cover. There are no pictures within it unless they have descriptions, I'm not sure. But you can pretty much imagine any person, any race, any person in the roles that you've read in that novel. A graphic novel, a comic book is different. The character is created by the visual piece that you see there. It's artwork to these hardcore comic book fans. The way they look is their character, is who they are. And I think that is why they feel a little bit betrayed or even hurt or even just downright angry. It could be angry that such a character they've seen on pretty much in pages of all their lives or wherever they were created to be in a way butchered on screen. I don't always agree with this, but this is what I'm seeing. But I do disagree with people calling them racist. They are totally not racist. If Falcon was a white guy instead of a black guy, they'll go up in arms. They'd go completely mad. If they made a Moon Knight movie and that guy is a white guy, they'd completely mad. Now some of my friends are Asians. They were not happy people were trying to get an Asian guy to play Iron Fist, because Iron Fist was not an Asian guy in the comics. Asian men were not happy that they were almost going to have an Asian guy play Iron Fist. Think about that for a second. So you can see this is not about racism. This is about truly matching the art that they loved ever since they started reading these comic books and are still reading these comic books. So I just wanted to put it out there that if you come across someone who's a hardcore comic book fan and they dislike certain changes to something that involves race or sex, I think you guys should step back and not outright calling them any names or insulting them by saying they're racist, or sexist, or anything like that. I mean, I've actually talked to my friends and says, did you care if Zazie Beetz at the beginning was casted as Deadpool and they were as Domino, and they were like no, and there was pictures that they liked, and this is a picture of Zazie Beetz with a white chalky skin and that black tattoo. I'm not really familiar with the character, so I'm not sure, a birthmark on her eye with the black lips, because their argument is that Domino or Nina Thurman got that white chalky skin and that look because of her mutant abilities. That made her the way she is. She could have been a black person. I don't know. She could have been an African American, I'm not sure, originally, and then turned to that. Turned to look like that. So they would have been okay if Zazie Beetz had actually, they transformed her to look more like the comic book character. Just like how Domino, just like how Deadpool looks almost exactly like his comic book interpretation, or maybe Cable, soon to be Cable. But anyway, what do you guys think about Zazie Beetz as Domino? Do you like the look? Do you not like the look? What do you think? And do you have any comic book fans who feel the same, that they're not racist or sexist and they just want to see their comic book characters that they grew up and read about and love them, and they want to see the right characters be put on screen? Alright, anyway, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.